Elliot. It's your boy Ritch Notch, and this is Chop It Up Hip Hop. And today, we actually not in the chop shop. We took this on the road, took the show on the road, but we got Mychael Elliot, singer-songwriter, or writer-singer, however you want to...
Singer-songwriter, vocal producer, all of the above.
Engineer.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. That's what it is.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we got you in the building, finally. It was a long time.
Long time coming, but we here, and we're going to make it happen.
We're going to make it happen. Those who've been following the show from day one might have remember you from backstage at SOBs when we did the Valentine's Day episode with Marsha.
That's right.
And Broza, you was there, did a little something for Marsha. Those who didn't see it, go back and check it out. You know what I mean? So since then, what's been in the mix for you? Like what's on the horizon actually?
Since then, I've been doing a lot of writing, myself and others.
Okay.
Jay-Z reference now. But I've been doing a lot of writing. I've been trying to get my project completed, raising the 90s. Just really honing and getting creative with my style and my sound. Right now, I do R&B, but R&B is, in a state that people miss some things, and I'm trying to give them a little something that they may not have.
Okay,
that's about it.
That's an interesting title, Raised in the 90s. What made you come with that?
Raised in the 90s is I'd say it's a collaborative of music that I listened to, music that I was influenced on, but I wouldn't want to make it the way it was made then, because I wasn't from that time. I just passed through and was influenced by it. So Raised in the 90s, it's going to be like a little throwback, little ode to the things that y'all might remember, and if you was there for that time, and then a lot of what influences me now, from your Neos and your Trey Songz and more current artists. I wouldn't say just 90s, so to speak, but the essence, the
energy is going to be
the energy of the 90s. Yes.
All right. You can never go wrong with that, because I see a lot. It seems like in music, not just hip hop, R&B. They're doing a lot of sampling from the 90s. They sneak it in there where a lot of the young kids don't know where it's coming from.
Right.
Us older cats, we appreciate it. Like, okay, I know where that's coming from. It brings you back to that without sounding dated or nothing.
Without sounding dated. And that's a very good point that you raised, because the sounds and the samples, I'm like, I know the original, and I wouldn't say it's a conflict. It's more like a appreciation, like, wow, okay. And if they do it right, they did that one real good. Oh, I like how they did that. Oh, they could have did that one. Oh, they should have left that one alone. Just off of time and span. Like certain songs, I just feel like, dang, don't go after that one. The original is always going to be the best. I'm biased in that way, but yeah.
So the Raised in the 90s is going to be LP, or is it going to be an EP? What kind of what is it?
It's going to be an EP. We're going to go 5 to 7 songs, and possibly 8. I'm gonna try to give y'all some odes to the 90s with the interludes. So that's why I said stretch it almost to 7, 8, and it's gonna be about 8. Real short, real to the point, concise, and give y'all a real introduction to Mychael Elliot.
Oh, okay. So is it leading up? Is it gonna lead up to a project? Is this like the preview of?
It's a preview to a project to be announced. I put it that way.
Okay.
I have songs that are going to be on the EP, but then there's songs that I've worked on and recorded that I'm like, should this be held later for the actual full length project, or if I should just let it go now? Okay. Just as off an introduction, I think I probably hold off until you guys get a chance to hear the first project.
All right. So what's out right now that we can hear a little something for those who haven't heard your music? Like is there anything on any platforms that we can hear right now?
I have 2 singles right now on Spotify, iTunes, and all digital streaming platforms. Nobody Else is the latest one. Prior to that was Syncopation, and then on my SoundCloud, I recently put up it's a song called "Do It." You can check that out there. I put it on SoundCloud. I wanted to get reception. I wasn't 100% on the vibe of it. I didn't know if people would like it. So I just wanted to kind of test the waters there and see the reception of it. So y'all can check that out. SoundCloud, do it. Mychael Elliot.
Now that was the joint that I heard that got mixed down that time in Long Island. Was that the
Yes, that was
dope
that.
song? Yeah, definitely check it out.
That was that song.
That song's the winner right there.
Okay.
So is that going to be on the project, or you just putting that out the?
That's not going to be a project.
It's not going to be on the
No,
project.
that doesn't necessarily fit in the Raising the '90s scope that I was going for.
Okay.
But it's like a one-off. Put it that way.
All right.
It's a one-off. A few songs that I do will be one-offs, and it's just for genre purposes, just to really give you versatilities, let you hear, okay, he can do this, he can do this, he can do that, and give you, a plethora of things to pick and choose from to say, okay, I like it when he does this, I don't like it when he does that, I prefer when he does this, this is good, he should maybe stay in that lane. Okay. But then I don't want to be put in a box anyways.
Yeah. So are you really, you that type of artist to really take input from the listeners and fans? Since you're doing different things, are you really looking for their input?
Yeah, it helps me. It really helps me because I am, what's the word? I'm prone to my own opinion, and my opinion might not be the consensus, so I rather get some constructive criticism. Okay. Don't try to play me now, but I'd rather have people who are going to be
inclined.
No, I like the avid listener as well, just because they understand that, okay, I might not know everything in depth like a real music head knows, but okay, I know I like this. I know how I like the way this sounds, I like the way it makes me feel. It gives me a good, driving in the car feel. I'm at the laundromat, I could throw it on, I could do this, I could do that, multifaceted in that nature.
Okay. So what I get from it sounds like you really trying to take it back to the feel when it used to, like when projects used to actually, or albums used to really sound like albums. Yeah. Like sonically, you said interludes. I heard you said interludes and everything. That's missing. Interludes, skits.
I haven't heard them in a while. They're out there now.
They're out there here and there, but for the most part, from what I'm hearing, a lot of new music is just, or projects, it just sounds like a bunch of songs. They don't really got that
cohesive.
Yeah, it's not cohesive. It don't sound all together. But it seems like you're trying to take it back to
that. I'm trying to give you a that's the concept of this project. Now, that's not to say that's what you're gonna get from me every time, because I'm of now. I'm not a old guy. I know the music now. I know what's popular. I know what's happening right now. So it's gonna be a mixture. Not for this project, but just with the one-offs and the singles that are out and that I will be putting out, aside from Raising the '90s. But Raising the '90s, I got y'all on that feel-good nostalgia.
You gotta take it back to that. All right. So earlier you said you mentioned about the state of R&B right now. See, that was gonna be my first question. So the $1 million question I have is, what's your take? Well, how should I phrase this? What's your take on R&B now, present as of now, R&B, and what do you think happened to R&B, like the real R&B? Because when I think R&B, or when I was raised up on R&B, it was like the love songs, the way they wrote the lyrics, the way they spoke to the females, or the way the females even spoke to the dudes. It was like it was just, the wordplay was just better, the writing, everything. That's true. Now it seems so basic, like they just so explicit with it. Like they don't even take no time to be creative with how they try to lure the female in, like to capture her and everything. Like, what's your take on R&B now, and what you think is the ultimate, the big? What do you think the big change was?
All right, R&B now for the masses. I'll say the masses. Like I said, there are some out there. The masses, what you have on your radio station, what you have on your, your top 10 playlist or your Billboard right now, it's very, it's really related closely to a lot of rap. It's like a lot of rap cadence singing. It's a lot of rap reference as far as, explicit lyrics and context. Lyrics, songwriting is lacking. I feel like the actual construction and being clever, saying something that everyone knows, everybody is familiar with, but it's no there's no real thought behind it. It's just real cut and dry. There's no, I like the way they said that, or oh, they said that in a different way. You know, it needs to be a little bit more persuasive and just alluring. The mystique is gone, I feel, with R&B artists. Like,
I think
feel
the love
like
is gone. Where's the love?
the
Like,
love
the
is
real
definitely
love.
gone
Now it sounds
because
like a bunch of lust.
the love is gone. The lust is there, and it's like I feel that these guys really want to be rappers more than they want to be R&B singers. They like the rapper persona. They like the rapper agenda, and I get it.
So don't they just rap?
They don't feel comfortable to rap. You know,
But I feel,
they don't think that they may would be accepted amongst true rappers in that way.
and I think as far as R&B goes, a lot of them can't really sing. So
That's a portion.
that way they could play the how you want to say it, talking, or they keep a note, but they rapping, but not really rapping, but they singing, not really singing. It's just that it's
a
like
thin
a
line.
hybrid. It's like
It's a hybrid. That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a good word. Hybrid. I mean,
because I don't think they could really hit notes like that now. But people don't know what I know about you. You can actually sing.
I appreciate that. I do.
Nah, you could. Like people that know that
Then-
heard you can actually sing.
Yeah, well, I look at it like this: artists who, and I was told this as a songwriter and what I do for demos and stuff for people. It was almost like, I like what you're doing, I like the demo, but let's dial it back a little bit because we want the artists that we're shopping it to feel as if they can do this record. If you're really singing and riffing and doing all these extra, technical things, it's going to be over their head. Let's make it simple. Let's make it sweet. Let's make it sing along for them, and we'll go from there. So I think that's really where the state of R&B is right now. We have a lot of people who aren't singers, who are portraying singers and wanting to be called singers, but they just don't have the chops that way. And on the flip side, you have the artists out there now who are really, really staying true to the soul and the love of R&B, rhythm and blues, and they're not the popular ones, but they're like those hidden gems that you really just got to be on your playlist and look and check for
search.
and search. Yes.
All right.
So
So real R&B do exist.
It does.
Just like real hip hop do exist.
It
But you
does.
just have to search because
You
the
gotta search
powers
for
that
it.
be or the machine is only gonna pump out a certain type.
So it's on the surface. You got to dig a little bit if you really want to find that substance.
Okay. So do you feel a certain way about certain titles when they call something R&B but it really is pop? It's not really rhythm and blues, or do you feel like let them call it whatever it is, or whatever they feel like calling it? Because certain things I see they call R&B to me is pop. It's
There
more pop than
is a
R&B.
subgenre of R&B pop. If you're talking about just pure rhythm and blues,
They don't play that on the radio, on a mainstream popular radio.
that's not on your mainstream station. That's not getting play like, I guess, on your Power 105 or your Hot 97. Like I said, you got to search for it. It has to be on your playlist. And yeah, it's scarce, but it's there.
Okay.
Just put it that way.
You just have to search.
You got to search.
All right. So for a young dude, you kind of have like an old soul about you. Like you do know a lot of.
Yeah,
old
that's
stuff,
what I was
right?
growing
You was
up
raised,
on.
Yeah, you was really raised on music, just like myself. But would you say was your main influences from the 90s? Like who really influenced you musically to be like, this is what I want to do, or this is what I like? Like this
From the
what made me
90s,
fall
or
in
does it
love?
have to just be from the
Well,
90s?
it don't have to be just from the 90s.
Okay.
Anywhere. Like what made you really fall in love with the whole R&B?
And you want to know artists?
Yeah, like
Okay.
certain artists. Name a few.
I'll give you three my go-tos. Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson,
Legend.
and Usher. The reason I say those three because when I was growing up, like I say in the 90s, like 90 late 90s or whatnot, you had a lot of rappers. The rapper was the popping guy. You had your DMX. You had all these different guys. But then it was like people who, like me, I wasn't a rapper. I tried to rap, but I sang. I had a voice to do something with, and I was like, oh, this dude, he sings, you know, you got your Cisco's, you got your group, Drew Hills and all of them. I'm like, let me try this. This is what kind of brought me to seek it out a little more and kind of brought me to where I'm at now with this music the way it is now.
Okay.
Musically, from the 90s, it's a plethora. Babyface, let's see, Tone, Brandy, Monica, Whitney, Mariah. I can go on and on, but it's just.
Why do you think all the artists you just named? Why do you think it shift all of a sudden? Like, why artists like that don't exist that can really sing and really write? Why do you think that just faded out? I mean, it's still there, like we said, it's still there.
It's still there.
But why do you think it's not where it used to be? It's not popular.
It's not popular because I think the advent of technology has created a way for those who are not but so talented, or before you used to really have to be good at a certain thing, a certain craft, whether it was sports or this or that. You know, now it's a little different. You can kind of be okay or subpar to a degree, and you know, it'll seem as if you're like at the top of that sport or thing that you're going after. I think people who don't necessarily have a love for music are doing music.
That's
you know, it's lucrative. We all know that it's lucrative, and it's a way to kind of be a celebrity, so to speak. And I think people are more in love with the celebrity of an artist or being an artist than the actual music that comes from an artist, or you know, when you are truly artistic with a craft and having like a project or EP or just a body of work. That's what I think. I think the difference now is everybody and their mama could do it. If I told you I was a heart surgeon, I don't think you would be like, oh, I could do that. If I said I'm a singer, oh, that's easy. I could do that too. People find it so far-fetched, like before, oh, I could never get in front of 1 million people. I could never sell out there. Now, you get me in here, do this, throw this on me, let's go. Everybody feels as if they can do it. And then there's levels. You can do it well or you can do it not so well.
I think that happened to hip hop too. It was a time when people was like, "Oh, this dude is crazy nice." Like, I'm not even gonna try to attempt what he's doing, like the type of lyrics he's spitting and everything how he writing. But then it got to a point where you started seeing people make it big. I'm like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it.
Ghostwriting.
Then everybody, well, then ghostwriting too.
Right. That created the front man, or you know, the person in the backdrop. All right, just say these lyrics or do, you know, kind of. It's the same thing with songwriting, I feel, because if I write a song, I could sing it, but it may not take or carry over or give the same effect as the right person singing the right song. You know, I could write a great song, I could have a great voice, but it's all about that marriage between, you know, the right person with the right song. And we know a lot of songs, Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You, Dolly Parton did it before, but the minute Whitney touched it, it's like, wow, a lot of people don't even, she owned it. There you go.
Owned it.
We don't really know or recall that version.
Dolly.
No disrespect, you know.
Disrespect to Dolly,
but it was, you know, that's
Whitney
just
bodied that.
And that's what, you know, I think music is missing. We're missing voices again. We're missing like true voices.
Distinct voices.
True distinct voices.
I turn on the radio sometimes. I don't know if I'm listening to, I don't want to name no names like I'm trying to play them, but there's certain artists, a good 5 or 6, I don't know who I'm listening to. I'm like, oh, I thought that was such and such.
Right.
That was such and such.
Right.
But they got the same little monotone, same little, they use this, what's the thing that Kanye and them always use, the voice.
Oh, the Mickey Mouse effect? Or the tune?
Auto-tune, yeah.
Auto-tune.
They got the slight little auto-tunes. Before they used to be heavy with the auto-tune.
Right, now it's
just
dialed
eased it
back.
up with they dialed it back, but you can
Because they
still
caught
hear
flat
it.
for that, yeah.
Yeah, but they still got that flat little. Put it like that. A lot of people do what the Drake flow.
Yeah.
Like Drake will hold a note, but a lot of people that I guess don't, like you said, don't want to rap. and feel like they want to sing but really know they can't sing.
Right.
They like give me one of them type of beats,
And let me
I'm
just
gonna do just a Drake
ride
like
the same.
But you know what I mean,
But I'll say this: I actually like those artists when the lyrics are of substance, because there are some people who may not be able to sing to a certain degree, but I don't shun them and be like, nah. I think now where everything is going, R&B is not what it was. It's never going to be what it used to be. But some people do want some of those just flash in the pans reminders of it, and it's coming back around. Everything that's old is going to be new again. Everything comes back around full circle. So we're going to see a resurgence of it. And like I said, there are things and artists out there. You just got to search for it.
So what do you think about like because then it's certain I say real singers, real R&B people that do slip through the cracks to make it real big on a big platform, mainstream, like Adele.
Yeah.
She could sing her ass off.
Yes.
And the lyrics is there.
Right.
Writing, she writes her own music, right?
I believe. Don't quote me on that. I'm not positive.
But the lyrics there, and she could sing. So it's like you have artists like that make it huge and big that could sing, but then it's like, why is so many that could actually sing? I don't want to say as good as her, but maybe as good as her, and they just don't get to that level. That's what I want to see. My whole thing is I want balance. Like you said, I don't mind them type of flows and everything. Like you said, the lyrics are good.
Yes.
Because certain songs and certain beats call for that.
Yeah, they do.
And
they
it
don't
sounds
call
good. I
for.
can rock to it.
Yeah.
Everything don't call for you got to be singing like you taking them to church or nothing. I get that. We don't got to have riffing and everything over everything. I get that. But where's the balance?
The scales are definitely going to be getting back balanced soon, I would hope. Just
you're going to help bring that back, right?
I'm going to do my part.
Talk your shit,
I'm
going to
do my part. I'm going to do my part.
Nah, you're bringing it back. You're going to bring R&B back.
I'm going to do my part and bring R&B back.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah.
That's it.
Let them know.
I mean, I think a lot of people feel comfortable with where it's at right now,
Yeah, because they're making money a lot.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's lucrative for them. We don't have to do so much. We don't have to make it so technical. We don't have to be so precise and everything.
And the fans love it, but a lot of these fans, to me, are young. So they don't know unless they have parents and uncles and older brothers and sisters that put them on to other stuff. But to the masses of the young that don't know, that's all they know.
That's true.
Give them a chance. If it comes back around and they hear, they might be like, I like that. I
Right.
like that ballad. They don't get ballads no more. I like that. They might, you never know, they might actually
take to
it, but they have no choice now because the machine
is pushing
out.
out.
That is only pushing a certain, what they call quote unquote R&B.
And it's a certain sound too with it. So for that, I agree with you when it comes to that. There has to be the balance. It just has to come back to artists not being afraid. Those artists who can do, those who can teach. Like, if you can, don't dial it back for the sake of being popular. And if you want to do a song that's similar in the vein of today, go ahead. Nobody says you can't, but it just has to be a balance. And I think everybody should just really look at it that way. Don't try to pigeonhole it to, oh, they're good, they're bad, they're worse than that person. Yeah. Everybody has a free opportunity and an open playing field with this music industry. It's a lot of artists who don't get a fair shake, but they're doing what they love, and not everybody wants to be a celebrity. Not everybody.
I'm gonna say one thing.
That's radiant. Y'all already know.
Episode.
Yes, sir.
And the one thing is that I feel like in music, and it's funny now that we listening to the, we're doing this R&B episode, but it's the same phenomena that happens in the hip hop. It's just everything is being dumbed down. So, and everybody is told that white is black, black is white, square is circle, circle is square. So they tell you that there's no format for music. There's no science behind music, but there's 100% of science is mathematical, and it's
proven.
But this is what they're doing now, and I feel like they're just trying to dumb it down, and I don't think that people can't do it. I think there's a lot of people that can do it, but in order to make it, they got to dumb it down. But that's all I gotta say. I don't even got nothing else to say, man.
Nah.
You
Nah,
just gotta rap.
It's a
You just
good
gotta
point.
rap.
It's being everyone. If you're not challenged with it and you just go with the flow, then it's cool. But some people really go against the grain to the point where it's like, I don't want to do it the way that I'm going to do it the way I want to do it, and watch me still win.
Yeah.
That's
You know?
what I like. That's the type of. See, me and you had debates in the past.
Yes,
Not
we
even
have.
arguments. We had
Debates. Yeah, no arguments.
Like
just debates.
me, him, Tall Genius.
Shout out to Tall
the
Genius.
producer. We had debates because it was a point where you was more on let me to get my name known, get the sound. Let me do what's popping right now. What's in the what's like what the people are feeding on right now.
Right.
I'm totally against that. My thing is the hell with what's going on right now, what's popular. Do what you really feel, because you good at both. You good at I know that you good at what's going on right now in the climate of music, R&B.
Right.
But my thing is, I know you good at also like bringing it back without sounding old, like that feel, that soul. You know what I mean? So my whole thing was, I don't feel go along with the wave. I say go against the grain. Be that one to shine through. Perfect example. Take it to hip hop, because this is a hip hop show. Griselda, them Buffalo Boys, Conway, Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun. They went totally against what's popular, the trendy sound, the popular sound.
Right.
What the powers that be was pushing the machine. They went totally against it, and look how it's beneficial to them now. It might have took them a while, but they grinded and they kept putting out that underground basement feel, no catchy hooks. Some catchy hooks, but some songs no hooks at all. No club friendly songs, radio friendly songs, no female friendly. Just that grimy underground street hip hop, which was missing. They could have easily, I'm pretty sure they had a lot of people come up to them and be like, that's not what's on the radio.
Yeah.
That's not what's on the charts.
Right.
That's not this, that's not that. So what? Do what you feel, do what you love, and you're going to shine through, because guess what? I always said, it's a billion other people with that same mindset. I want to do what's on it. I want to do a Ty Dolla $ign song. I want to do a Trey song. I want to do whatever's on the radio, whatever's popular on the billboards. There's a billion people trying to do that.
That's true.
Be that one that you stand out. It might take a little longer.
Yeah. Right.
But you're going to shine. I remember you used to tell me that people used to say, used to tell you when you first started out, like, that's not whatever, or you singing too much. Like, you said you started listening to them.
Yeah.
Then, just like how you said with Bruno Mars. Now, Bruno Mars came out with that album. What album was that, Radiant? That,
24 Karat.
24 Karat.
Yeah.
That was totally against the grain. Now, if a new artist was to try something like that.
With the Teddy Riley sound.
New Jack Swing. Yeah. Shout out to Teddy Riley.
Shout out to Teddy Riley. He did that. That wasn't popular at the time. But guess what? He's already established artist. But the people just because a person's in the music industry and around the music industry don't mean necessarily that they know what they're talking about all the time. Now, if a new artist came, if Mike came with that same 24 Karat music, they would be like, nah, that's not a lot of industry people, that's not what's popular. That's not what's on the radio. That's not what's selling.
There you go. It goes back to what's selling and what's not selling. It's a music business. It's the business of music, rather, just because, everyone is trying to make a dollar. But, I don't want to just make a dollar and compromise the integrity of what I call my passion and what I do as my craft. And if it takes longer, okay, it takes longer. Let's do it. Let's. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's what it is.
I feel sad that I don't think until you actually dropped the main project LP, because I got faith in this dude.
Thank you.
But like a Key of Life.
Oh,
like albums like that really stood out. Like even Mary J's In My Lifetime, the 411 album, like when R&B was R&B, even though she mixed it with the hip hop elements.
It was soulful and it was heartfelt. It had I know what you're getting after. It's coming.
I'm waiting.
It's on the way. It's definitely on the way. I mean, y'all can definitely be on the lookout in the month to come. I'm gonna be dropping a single, and it's not gonna be your typical. It's really not. It's one of those songs that's like, wow. I like lyrics. I'm very big on lyrics and content and phrasing, and I cite Babyface as one of my songwriting influences, and the way he was just able to like put words together as far as just really painting that picture when he sang how he gave you a story, gave you like a real message in his song. So that's what I'll say. Be on the lookout for that single coming up. So
All right. So since this is like the R&B episode,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna bring up a topic that's slightly touchy amongst some people, but this is what we're doing. So
I think I know where you're going to.
You know what I'm going to?
Yeah, I know you're going.
R. Kelly.
Oh.
Now, let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's put all the foulness he did, which he did.
Okay.
A lot of foulness, a lot of foul.
That's all. That's just to the side.
We don't condone none of that.
Nah,
you know
we don't
what I mean?
condone that here.
Let's just talk about the music. Now, not that long ago was all this talk about King of R&B. King of R&B was that dude. What's his name?
Jacquees.
Verse. Huh?
Nah.
Nah. Shout out to Jacquees.
Shout out to him, I guess, for doing his thing, but you can't crown a king, man. Come on.
A king can't crown himself.
No,
Somebody else has to.
He's not a king, though. He's a king as a black brother.
Right, you know.
But he's
So,
not a king in no R&B.
But you got to let the people do that. That's not for anybody but the people to say that you are that. You know, I feel.
Well, I'm the people's. You could say politically correct. He's not a king. He's not even a prince of R&B. Okay. That's a fact. He didn't put in the work yet, and that's no disrespect to him.
Right.
He didn't put in enough work to even be looked at as the prince of R&B or the next to come. I don't feel he put in enough work.
For him to be the king,
but I don't knock him for his confidence.
What happened to Chris Brown? All these young dudes that have been coming up for all these years.
Yeah, that's my point. Like when they talk about that, I still, like I said, people might not want to say he's the king. Mm-hmm. I still feel R. Kelly's the king of R&B. His catalog, I'm heavy on catalogs. Me and Brock, we always base everything on catalog. Okay. Not just singles, not just catalog means so much. One reason, because it just shows how longevity, for the most part, like you could put out all these great projects.
Over time.
Second reason why it's a lost art now. Nobody really puts out
That's
body
true.
of work. Now, until you could tell me somebody I got a better catalog than 12 Play, TP2, what's the other one? Chocolate Factory.
I take it back even farther. What about R. Kelly and the public announcement?
Oh, public announcement.
Come on.
Yeah, that's when he jacked Aaron Hall's whole style though in the beginning.
That was
ran
dope,
with it.
though. It was dope.
It was. Dope.
I believe that was called "Born into the '90s."
Born into the '90s.
Born into the '90s. Dude, young boy knows his stuff.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. So my thing is R. Kelly. To me, like I said, I'm not forcing nobody to think like me, but like I said, any like comment we make, we usually back it up, like have a good reason, a valid reason.
Right.
R. Kelly should be the king of R&B. Now, am I bugging?
Yo.
I'm bugging?
Mike,
yes.
You could answer it honestly, because if Donald Trump could be the president, then R. Kelly could be the king, right? It don't matter, right?
All right. All right. To his
just musically. We don't talk about his personal endeavors and all that.
Musically, a lot of R&B artists who are R&B artists wouldn't be R&B artists if R. Kelly wasn't an R&B artist and did what he did. So, to his credit, I would say he has influenced a great deal of the artists that we've listened to after him, that we're listening to now. You know, but whatever he had personally in his personal life, it doesn't, or it shouldn't, I should say, take away from the great music that he did produce and give us over the years. So, I would say, I think you got to do you got to do like your hip hop list, but for R&B. You know, you can't. It has to be there's a pecking order there. He may be number one, number two. He definitely is in that number one, number two slot. And then you got some other people who beg to differ and put someone else there. But it's got to be like a top 5 or
so they
top
need to
10.
put that on the comments, because I don't think there's anybody with a stronger catalog. That's a male. The only person that
Stevie.
I could think of, no, because Stevie is not. He's the king of soul. Soul was before R&B. R&B.
R&B is a derivative of soul.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can't put Stevie in there.
But Stevie has done R&B as well.
He has, but
Catalog like Kelly. I mean, he got.
I'm talking about catalog.
Catalog is long.
Yeah, but you can't count
Stevie.
you can't count his soul catalog with his. That's like trying to like when who was it? Jordan played baseball before. Like when them dudes be going to baseball and basketball. You can't compare.
Sport.
Yeah, you can't really compare the two. We just going basketball to basketball.
Okay, you want oranges and oranges.
So when we say R&B, we mean probably like from the mid to late 80s up.
Okay.
To now, whatever this is happening.
Okay.
R. Kelly's so-called not popular album still was crazy.
Well,
the R album, the double album, like
the
like we would have to base it on something like the elements.
Right, you
like,
have.
All right, you said he got impact.
Yeah.
Songwriting, R. Kelly, like
yes.
It's crazy. Production was crazy.
Yeah.
Sales. You want to base?
Oh
it on
yeah,
I don't like.
I don't like sales. I like
people.
I like the impact and the just what people remember from it. Like you could have an album that sells, but if don't nobody remember the songs off of it, what good is it? That's how I feel. But I think you have to break it down into eras, like you said. You said the set, like you got to do eras. You have eras where it was like R&B soul because you had the Gap Band, you had Charlie Wilson, you had the Commodores,
So
you had Michael Jackson.
That's more like the funk the funk soul.
See, that's where it gets like very,
Michael's
very
more pop than R&B. He had R&B.
Michael's
Yeah,
Off the Wall album was a disco album, but he had elements of R&B in there.
Yeah.
Thriller, a lot of people say it was a pop album just because of the singles, but Human Nature is an R&B song.
We can't count these dudes. All right, so give them specific rules.
Yeah, okay. What are the rules? What are like? That's why I said
it has to be from the 90s up, because
right there we
from
go.
the 90s to 2000s.
The chop it up is usually about 90s element things.
From the 90s to the
Kelly.
to the 2000s, you mean like 2000 is the cutoff point?
Nah,
Early 2000s? No, like
to
06,
now.
07. Oh, to now.
To now,
Well,
because
R.
you
Kelly.
gotta. I know what it is. Mike is about to say who the king. I know who you gonna
Right.
say. Jacquees.
Nah, I was about to actually say Usher because if you talking about
some
He don't got albums like R. Kelly.
Not like
he don't have I don't think he got the same amount of albums. Just time difference is not enough time there just yet for him as opposed.
Confessions was his.
He got to jump on. Kel's got to jump on Usher.
He does, but Kel's been out of the game for a while because he's been doing some naughty deeds. so this was Usher's chance.
Right to come but from that time, I would say you can't leave him out of the conversation.
Nah,
and then
Neo has some good stuff.
Neo, but he's a newer artist. I would say, and then you got to look at people like Tank. Tank is
a strong artist, but he don't have like he doesn't have super strong albums. He usually has a couple of singles.
Okay.
He has a couple of singles in his joint. He's a strong singer, but he don't have. You know who you could compare, but it's not a man. Mary J. Had,
and Kels.
And
she got a catalog.
Yeah, her catalog is extensive.
From her first from What's the 411 going down until she started getting happy. Like I'm telling you, like you could literally listen to the whole. That's why you're not supposed to give me no mic.
They said.
Nah,
they said.
Fact.
Don't give me no mic.
Before she got real happy,
The heartbreak was what brought that music on.
Yeah.
Tell me her catalog wasn't
No,
solid.
it is.
Through.
Share My World, what is it? Be Without You. She got a lot of different.
My Life, yeah.
My Life.
Share My World. What's the 411? The other
Breakthrough,
one, Married.
I believe.
Yeah, Married.
She had some solid albums, but I can't think of another male that had like you. I think you onto something with the Usher though, because Usher do be having those listen through albums.
Yeah, but
you
but
can
what you
listen to
said, it holds a point. R. Kelly's albums are extensive because they span a few decades, really. Now, I mean, what are we, 2020? So, yeah, 91, yeah.
TP3, he had
TP2,
TP3 below. He had 1, 2, and 3. He had the R album, the double album. He had the Chocolate Factory. Dude's catalog is crazy.
Until bro got trapped in the closet.
Trapped in the closet. See,
Even trapped in the closet.
It was good, but nah, that should have told y'all something.
Yeah,
something was
great
changing.
leeway. Now he OD'd
Hide
with
the
it. He got out of
kids.
control with it.
Something was
Hide your wife.
something
the
is
first Trapped in the Closet, he should have
was
ended
good.
it once he said something. I came home and
Yeah.
he just OD with Trapped in the
took it
Closet
to
part
the-
10, part 15. Like, Kells, you out of control. But
He made it a
somebody needs to tell him to
mini-series.
relax.
He made
He's
it a
out of control.
mini-series for
but
real.
I blame him a little bit for starting that trend where we spoke about this before.
Vulgar?
Where kind of like that, because see, R. Kelly could sing.
Yes.
But then he did that talking type rapping thing too, where sometimes he just was. Then he got real explicit and vulgar.
Mm-hmm.
And when I listen to R&B, I don't want to hear the F word like that and certain words like that in R&B. It just takes away to me. Like we was listening to it was a Dream song, and I remember I forgot what song it was. With me and my homeboy Web Deuce, we heard the real version because we heard the radio version so long, the edited version. When we heard the real version, it was horrible. It wasn't horrible, but it was a big difference. The edited version, the way they did it with the words, sounds so much better than the regular version when he was cursing. And you talk it, and you
But
talk
they
it
look
love
at
song.
it. They did it for a reason. I mean, obviously, radio you can't
Yeah,
curse.
but the
but-
original, the radio version should have been the original version.
Oh, okay. I see
Cause
what
you
you're
get what
saying.
I'm saying? The words it was better. It was a
So
better
you're saying the use of profanity,
Profanity.
didn't add
at all.
anything.
It took away, if
Okay,
anything. It
all
didn't
right,
add no
okay.
value to the song. And I think R. Kelly, once he started doing that, a lot of people ran with it after that.
Well, that goes back to my point. Well, why do people curse? Like with
Lack of words.
there we go. Lack of
Malcolm X
lack of words and lack of lyrics. So that's why lyrics. You know. This is
Shout
a
out
hit.
to Rakim. I don't think he ever cursed, and he's considered one of the greatest of all time. And you listen to Rakim albums, the way he put words together,
You can't be shooting out hip hop artists on
R&B episode.
Oh, this is chop it up
No,
this is
R&B,
still-
right?
It's still
Chop
the
it
chop
up
up.
R&B. Yeah.
But like I said, lyrics
Shout out
play.
to Rakim.
Shout out to Rakim. It still plays a part because a lot of these artists, they don't necessarily write, and they don't necessarily have the capacity to put together something that they would then sing. That's why we have songwriters. If we didn't have songwriters that's why I really appreciate the singer-songwriter, the Bruno Mars, the Elton John, the Baby Faces. Like, these are people who, and Stevie Wonders, of course, you can really sit down and come up with lyrics, put a melody to it, and then deliver it. And then you, actually attack with everything the way you intended it. But, like I said, these artists who are artists now, sing this. Do it like this.
So do you think they should still be even considered or in the same conversation when they start to compare and they talk about should they have this artist in the same conversation as this artist where
No.
this artist writes what they sing?
Correct. I
This
think-
artist don't write nothing. They just have a bunch of writers around them. So my thing with hip hop, I feel you can't
It's
put
different,
you
though.
can't
It's
say this
Different.
person's
Thank you.
It is
hip hop is different from R&B.
Hip hop is different because
But I still feel
it's
this
prided.
artist should get more praise
Nope.
because they're
Hip-
actually writing.
Hip hop was built and was bred off of you being like the dopest lyricist and the dopest MC. Because I'm a hip hop head
I like
myself,
this guy right
you know.
here.
So that is kind of the direction of hip hop. With R&B is slightly different. I can write the greatest song, a great songwriter, Jermaine Dupri, can't sing a lick. Wrote a lot of stuff for Usher. Usher, who can sing like nobody's business, that's another thing. Quincy and Mychael, Jermaine Dupri and Usher, like we had like those people who, when they did albums, they would always connect and it would always be good because they knew, okay, my strength, I'm gonna pick up off your strength and your weakness, and we're gonna make it work all together. And we don't have that now. We got artists pulling stuff off the internet. We got artists not in the studio that they live up the block with, talking about, yo, just email it to me. There's no collaborative, true effort anymore in the music,
And it shows.
and it shows, and you hear it. You really, really hear it.
You're right, because y'all named that Dolly Parton song, but not to keep bringing up the greatest singer of all time, Whitney. She wasn't gonna do "I Will Always Love You." Wait, no, that not only that, but like she wasn't gonna do it, but she what's her name? But Clive Davis, I guess, was like, "Yo, do it."
But the voice, she's the voice.
Because you're the voice, and guess how many songs she wrote? None.
I don't know if she did. I can't attest to. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't think she
None.
wrote that.
Yeah, I
but
don't
see,
know.
so that's what I would
So
say.
can you compare her to a Mariah who wrote most, or probably all? I think
some,
she might have wrote,
yeah,
wrote
she
all,
did.
but she writes most.
You
of
would
the
have to
songs.
put Whitney in a different category.
Than Mariah?
If you talk about who's the best singer voice, then hands down Whitney. She
Right,
reigns supreme.
see,
but if you talk about best artist all around and she didn't write nothing,
there's a difference.
I can't give her.
That's a vocalist. Then we talking about a vocalist.
Yeah, if
so
you talk about all around artists.
if you
R&B
talking about
artists,
all around artists, like
R. Kelly played instruments. He wrote. He could sing.
I compare him to a Prince in a way, just not in the same way.
Okay.
Nah,
No.
He's
nobody
not,
to Prince.
He not. Yeah, you
I know,
can't
I'm
compare him, but he's
Yeah,
right. He's
yeah.
right in a way. You are right. In a way.
What I meant-
That wasn't too out of the pocket.
No. What I meant was just
Prince's.
no. I don't mean because Prince plays multiple
Nobody.
instruments, but I just meant in what you can do, what he can do. There's some artists who are just one trick ponies. They just got the voice and the look, and that's it. Maybe Chill.
Leave Jacquees alone, man.
But it's refreshing. It's nice when you do have that nice hybrid in that way, because that's what it kind of came from before. Not everybody could do everything equally as well, but when you do find that person that does
special.
that's rare. That's really like a rare case, and it's like, hold on to that, invest in that, like see that through, get as much as you can. Let's get some more projects. Let's get some more songs out of you. Let's see what we could do. And then other people want that magic for themselves. That's why a lot of singer-songwriters, your greatest songs is written by your favorite songwriter from your favorite artist. A lot of times it's not necessarily by the artist, but the way they deliver it is different. It's the delivery with the voice.
Temptations had a bunch of great songs, but they had songwriters, Smokey
Robinson,
them, different people writing for them. So yeah, I guess so. I understand it is a difference between
It's a
hip
slight
hop and R&B.
difference.
Hip hop, I'm not giving y'all no slide as far as that. As
far as the pen work?
The ghostwriting, nah. You could be a great person when it comes to delivering something that somebody delivery. Cool, the way you spit it, your flow. But if you ain't write that ain't your lyrics. I don't want to hear you mention in the greatest. Like, you could be good at what you do, but don't put them in the same category as those who really write their rhymes.
So so we need to come up with another name for them. People who are able to deliver lyrics, but they don't necessarily write their own rhymes. What would you call that? Is that even a thing? Should you be clumped together with the people who actually do write their own rhymes as a rapper? I mean,
not if you comparing if you comparing music, then music is music. But if you start breaking it down, greatest MCs or greatest lyricists of all time,
right? They don't
put somebody in the greatest lyricist category if they don't write their rhymes.
I agree.
Simple.
I agree.
Yeah,
Simple.
That's dumb.
That's blasphemy. Like,
that is blasphemy.
That's blasphemy.
Right. Okay.
You can't be in the greatest lyricist conversation if you don't write your right rhymes.
Yeah. But in terms of songs, though, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying, I don't know if like people like Lil Wayne or Drake do write stuff. But honestly, I may be against what other people say. I don't even care if Drake write his own stuff, because he kind of produces his songs as songs. Like
I agree.
How a singer does.
He's a great artist in that way, whether he writes his own lyrics or not.
To me.
So outside
of
if
they put him in the lyricist category. I'm sorry.
Right, there you go.
Outside they put him in the lyricist category. He's one of the greatest lyricists of all time.
Yeah, but that be people that don't really care.
Yeah. But outside of the category of MC or rapper or lyricist, he wouldn't be, put under that umbrella. But as an artist, as a, I guess you could say singer, because he does have,
I'll put him as rapper, singer, because you always hear in the conversations, is Drake the greatest rapper of all time? Did he pass Jay-Z rap-wise? So they keep putting him in these conversations.
But
It's not the same level of rap.
But there's that new hybrid that's coming around. You know, it's people who can do a little bit of both. Maybe not one better than the other, but you know, like 60-40.
It's not the same level of rap. It's not the same. That's if you're gonna mention people when you talking about hip hop or whatever, and you saying lyricists, like what he said, Rakim. If you're gonna mention Jay-Z's name, you can only mention like a Nas or a Biggie. You can't mention, or maybe like a Raekwon or somebody like that. You can't mention the guys that's more just kind of rhyming like let's say like somebody like Granddaddy IU is more like a commercial kind of rapper, you know what I mean?
Right, but see, that's where I think the word MC and rapper
Yes.
always
gets mixed up.
They're two
You
different.
can't put KRS-One in with Father MC.
A rapper doesn't
They don't go,
necessarily
and they
have
both equally are impactful in some way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But you can't.
I say anybody could rap. Anybody could make words rhyme. That's a rapper. An MC to me is a higher level, like an MC, a lyricist. That's different. To me, most people could be rappers. If you could make a couple of words rhyme, you rap it, you rhyme it.
That's not true. But it's just more important to you. What you know why it's not true? Because some people, like the other day, I'm not gonna say who it was, but I was playing some Nas. It was that short album, you know, the one that Kanye made. And you know, it's like so many words, and you know, Nas gets wordy, and the person that was sitting there, he was like, "Yo, shut the F up!"
Wow.
Because they didn't want to. And you know, Nas is like my favorite rapper, but I understood it because it was just so many words at one time, and that's not what they wanted to hear. So it just depends on what you want to hear and what you're listening for.
Because Nas is an MC lyricist.
If Mike got on his song and he just and I don't want to hear that, and I want to hear some other stuff, then it's just different, you know.
It's different.
Shout out to me for that note.
For real. I heard that. He went to the false on that one.
Yeah.
Man, my guy.
Give Jacquees a run for his money.
Oh, you see?
Really
Come on, that's the last. It's
Yo,
the last. It's the final.
Can we hear some? Cause we gonna wrap up soon. Can we hear some vocals?
Yeah,
Can you drop something
definitely.
from one of the
Hold
singles?
on, before we
yeah,
hit the
yeah.
vocals, one more. Since this is mainly a hip hop show.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hip hop R&B collab song?
Ooh.
That's what I want to know. Before we get out of here, what's your favorite? It could be a rapper song with an R&B person on it, or it could be an R&B person song artist with a rapper on it. What's your favorite?
Damn.
Collaboration.
Do we have like a time period or just of all?
Nah, it's yours. You could name 3 if you can't break it down to 1, but what's your favorite?
I'm gonna have
ask
to.
ratings with his, and I'm
gonna have to say. I Need a Girl Part 1, Puffy and Usher.
Somebody else was on that, right? Part 1. That was part
Loon.
2.
That was Loon.
Loon was on that one too.
Shout out to
Part
Loon.
Part 2.
Part 2 is Marion Winans.
Jada. No, I'm sorry. Genuine.
Genuine.
And
Somebody
somebody
on part 2.
else.
Right?
It's
That's
3.
Mario Winans.
Genuine, Puffy,
Yeah, I don't
and another rapper. But I can't think
Was it
of who.
Loon again on part 2?
It could have been Loon
Yeah, I
again.
think Loon was on part 2.
He might have been Part 2.
So that's your favorite.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
One of your favorites.
I say one of my favorites. I don't think I have a favorite. I've never actually thought about that to have one. That's a curveball question, but that one sticks out to me.
Okay.
I
What
need
about
to
you,
get
Ray?
one.
So you gave me 3. I'm
Three.
gonna give you 3 right now, and it's kind of it's gonna be kind of ironic, but one was my favorite joint right now is Tiana Taylor and the Wolf. That joint is sick.
Okay.
What's the name of that joint? I don't even remember the name.
They had the video for it.
Yeah.
with
I know the
Meth.
song.
Are you gonna love me?
Yeah,
That joint.
Meth
Yeah,
Ghost.
that joint with Meth, Ghost, and Ray on it. That joint was hot. Then, of course, the original where they got some of the inspiration from was "You All I Need" by Meth and Mary J.
Mary, I thought about that
And
one.
then-
I thought about that one.
Keep in the same vein. They just make a lot of good songs like that. is Mary J and Ghostface.
All I need.
All I got is you.
All I got is you. All I got is you. Yeah, that was. Yeah,
that was one of my favorites. I used to have that song on repeat, as if it was the hardest song in the world. Just repeat. So those are my top 3.
Nice.
My top 3. I'm
Shout
gonna
out
go with.
Woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Meth and Mary. All I need. Till this day, whenever that comes on, that's the joint right
which
there.
Which version?
The video version, not the
Not
yeah.
Not the grimy one. You like the other one?
I like the grimy one too, but I like what they did with it. They didn't. They flipped it, but still didn't make it too commercial, too you know what I mean, too soft. I'm gonna say If I Ruled the World, Nas and Lauryn Hill.
Oh, forgot about that. My bad.
That's right.
My bad.
That's
Sheesh.
definitely
Okay.
yeah, definitely. And my third, I say R&B hip hop joint that let me think, that I really feel until this day. R&B and hip hop. I might have to say Jodeci and Wu.
You had me harder than a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Freaking you every freaking night, every freaking day. I wanna freak you, baby, and every freaking.
And once again, the Wu is in it again.
Yeah. That with Wu, when that joint came out, that beat. Shout out to Casey and JoJo, man. Very slept on. Got a bomb about to go off, yo.
Oh nah.
Type of gadget.
That's
letting us know we come to the end. All right. So before we get out of here, like he said, Mychael Elliot. Before we get out of here, let us hear a little something, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Let the people hear the vocals of Mychael Elliot.
Here we go. I'm gonna do a little Stevie Wonder for y'all one time. Here we
Who
go.
is one of the greatest singer-songwriters
Legend.
ever?
Without question. That goes without being said. Here we go. For so long, for this night I prayed that a star would guide you my way to share with me this special day. There are ribbons in the sky for our love. If allowed, may I touch your hand? And if please, may I once again, so that you too will understand. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love. Do 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 do. There's a ribbon in the sky for our love.
Chop it up R&B. You know where you heard it first. Chop it up R&B. Mychael Elliot.
Appreciate y'all for having me. Thank y'all.
Where can they find your music?
My music, I'm on Instagram at Mychael_Elliot. That's MYCHAEL_ELLIOT. I'm on Spotify, iTunes, all platforms under the same name. Just take away the underscore. Same thing on SoundCloud. Just search me in the search bar, and all my stuff will come up. New and old, so y'all see the progression.
Raised in the 90s coming soon, correct?
Yes, sir. Raised in the 90s.
Raised in the 90s, and then the secret project, you ain't say the title of it.
No,
that's
that's to be announced. That's after. That's
right.
TBA on that.
So when that come out, you gonna come back up?
Yeah, we're gonna come back up. We chop it up one more time.
All right, chop it
I
up.
like
The next time you come up, we're gonna do a real live performance.
We can do a live.
Music and everything.
I'll get somebody on the keys. We get somebody on the bass. We get somebody on the drums. Or we have like a real live vibe session here.
Chop it up.
Like
2020.
Right here, B.
We taking it in different directions this year.
2020,
clear vision. You know what I mean? Good looking boy.
I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
And he's from Queens.
Queens in the building all day.
We breed talent, not just MCs. We breed talent. People with skills. Queens.
Brooklyn is still in the building.
Yo, Brooklyn's always in the building. That's our brother. That's our cousins. You already know. Queens and Brooklyn connection. BQE. But yeah. So Until next time, like I always say, stay fit and keep it hip hop. Chop, chop.